They have the biggest testicles relative to body size of any male on the planet.
Hey everyone, Slayer here to introduce Nasty and Friends from BDC Studios, a podcast where two friends who met in the Army Reserves get together and talk about shit. One's a firefighter and the other has a funny laugh. So sit back, get rid of your kids, and hold on to your because it's about to get nasty, friends.
Welcome to Nasty and Friends with Pag Nasty and Spicy Motherfucking Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nasty and Friends podcast. I am Spicy Motherfucking Brown, and always with me is my main man, Pag Nasty. What up?
In this bitch! What's going on, man? It's so fucking pumped.
Pumped too. It's been way too long. So this
yeah, I think our last podcast was in August. We dropped, so we're back. Sorry for the delay, but we're back for now.
We're back, dude. So this is QC, and I don't even know what number it is. I'm guessing
9.
7? 9. Jesus Christ. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, COVID. So this is a quarantine call. Me and Pat still have not been together since the pandemic started. COVID-19 is the one we're talking about. This is Nasty and Friends podcast, QC9. It is 2021, and this is season 3. Welcome, my dude.
Oh, dude, man, it's fucking great to be back. I mean, we've talked a million times. It definitely sucks that, we're still doing these quarantine calls, but, we're getting through it. We definitely want to get in. We probably, could get together, but we'll get it figured out for sure. But I am enjoying doing these. We should definitely not wait as long next time. You just know life happens. There's a million shit, going on with you. I have a lot of shit. So we do it when we can, and it's been great. It's time. The world needs us right now. I miss you for sure. I know people miss that sexy voice of yours, so I think you definitely covered all the bases. Let's jump into it. I think the first things first we got to talk about is the new year, and we can go into it a lot, or we can just touch on it, but we definitely have to talk about the death pool.
Absolutely, dude.
Because today is, the 15th, right? So now, 2021 season just went live today. Yeah,
we started the new season, and this is our 4th or 5th season. Do you remember?
Dude, I don't remember, man.
I don't either. I think either way, it's our 4th or 5th season. Season started less than 24 hours ago, and I love the beginning of the season. Is probably my favorite. So I was at the firehouse last night, and I was messing around, and then I had to keep logging in because I don't get notifications. It's a website. It's not an app, so I don't get notifications. So if somebody is waiting to get invited, because I have to okay them to get into our funeral home.
Yeah, because our funeral home is locked.
Right. So otherwise, people would just get in it and we would have no idea of contacting them or no way of contacting them, and then we wouldn't be able to get money for them, and it's a mess. So and sometimes it's real messy because people are like, hey, my homie's joining. I'm like, all right, well, give me his name and stuff. And if they don't do that, it just has some ridiculous name, which all the names are the best to look at.
Right.
I don't know who that is. So I don't accept anybody I don't know. So last night there were still the 4 people trying to get into the funeral home that I didn't recognize, and nobody told me or gave you or me a shout out saying, hey, this is me. Can you let me in? So.
This season we're down. Our numbers are always fluctuate. It seems like we always have a smaller year than a bigger year. This is one of our smaller years. We only have 10 people in the funeral home. Last season we had 17, and I know because I got dead fucking last.
Oh, what a loser!
Right, which is so funny because I had 4 hits.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
People who earn money had 4 hits, so it's just because I had older people and shit like that. So sometimes I'm afraid that I pick older people because man, I just don't want to be skunked. I've never been skunked. I don't believe. Right. I think I've had one person at least. And so I just I'm worried about that skunk.
Oh yeah, no.
It fucks me.
Yeah, I get it, man. A few years ago we were in the 20s, dude. I think 2 years ago we had over 20 people, and it's all right. Everybody that's in, I think, is playing to do well. I think the less numbers you have, the better your group is going to do.
Yeah, it usually seems that way. The top funeral homes on the website are usually.
They usually have less than 10, so this is our year to get in, crack the top 10, man. The other thing is I love looking at, because I think everybody probably does the same thing. They log in after it starts, and then you're able to see how many of your picks are solos.
Yep.
And then you look at who else other people have. So I remember looking at yours and Vito's, and they were like, "Ooh, oh shit, that's a good one." And,
yeah. There's one guy in there who has like, there's 20 picks, and he has like 16 solos.
16?
It's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
he starts hitting, he'll be like Vito, and nobody will be like,
yeah. So Vito had a record-breaking year for Nebraska Death Prediction Services.
LLC.
He had an amazing year, man. Amazing. Early on, I'm like, nobody's fucking catching this dude. No, early on. It was incredible, dude. How many did he end up with?
I want to say 10 or 11. I'm going to the website now just to look. Sorry, folks, should have had this pulled up, dealing with a bunch of rookies here.
Fucking rookies.
So,
come on, young Jamie, where you at?
yeah. So last year we finished, or 2020, we finished 32nd overall site.
Respectable.
Out of, I don't remember, like 150 or something.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Vito finished with 11 hits and 570.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You got second with 6 hits and 255 points.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, he wasn't even close.
Oh, North.
I mean, we paid out top 6.
Right.
Yeah. And Tower, shouts out Tower, he got 6th place, and he only had 2 hits. That's what I mean. And
right.
Place, they had 4 hits, but I just did shitty picking. Like, I realized that I picked somebody who was over 100, and it wasn't a solo pick.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and it sucks because I just did a trade. I didn't even realize I could have traded that person out, and I wouldn't have got the hit, but I wouldn't have lost like 4 points or whatever.
That's gotta hurt, man.
Rookie ass moves, man. You know what I mean? I think I was just so amazed at seeing Vito just smoke ass.
Me too, man.
I mean, he was in top 10 site wide like all season. Like, I mean, he crushed it. I mean, he's getting invited to these upper echelon funeral homes. They're like handing out gold tickets. You and I didn't even know they existed. He's like sending us these emails. He's number 1 draft pick right now.
Absolutely, man. Yeah,
hell of a season.
I mean, he was texting me a while back, and then I called him because it was just easier. And I told him, like, hey, I'm usually in a few different funeral homes each year. And I've been with them the last 4 years. They're free to get in. It's just fun. One of them, the bigger one is Necronomicon Sioux. Yeah. Sometimes they have like 200 people in there. So it's just fun to
see. Yeah, see where.
Yeah, because like a couple years I came in first in ours, and then I want to see where I'm at compared to like a big group like 200. This year I did pretty well in all of those. I think maybe top 20 in every single one I was in, like, which is pretty.
Yeah, you're crushing, man. You always do well. You finish in the money. You're right up there, man. I like it. I like it, dude. It's great, which is good because apparently I can't do shit. And so it's nice that since it's our funeral home that that one of us does well. And so like I said, there's 17 people, and I had 4 hits, and I finished dead last, which is kind of funny. So.
Yeah, but the good news is you can't get any worse than last place. So I mean, your bar is so low right now that you can.
Yeah, as far as like finishing, but if I get like skunked, dude, I don't know.
No,
I know, like. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's impossible, dude. You're gonna do better this year.
For sure.
That's
Think positively. Think positively. So that was our 2020 season, and then 2021. Like you said, it's always fun just to see like, who picks who, like how many are solos, and because like I don't know if you noticed, but so I follow. I can't remember the account, but it's the admins of the website. Of Doug Stanhope, and they always tweet out like who died. Something. That's usually how I find out first. They're really on top of it. It's crazy. Well, I was going through Twitter, and I don't remember what time it was, but it was in the evening, and they had tweeted that Dustin Diamond screeched from Saved by the Bell that he has stage 4 cancer.
Yep.
And I was gonna like retweet it, and I was like, nope, fuck that. I just snuck right in there, and I like added it because he was on. I actually did have him as a what do they call it? Like the alternative or whatever. So if somebody comes off, they can slide in. And so I went out there and put him on the main list like hours before like it went live. So.
Nice. I saw that the other day, and then I was researching it, and then I was like, I don't know what I saw. I think I saw he was hospitalized, and did he have COVID maybe?
Yeah.
But I don't think I realized he had COVID. I'm sorry, I didn't think I realized he had terminal or stage 4 cancer until.
Well, so that's why I listed him as one of my alternates, because he did just go to the hospital, but they didn't say anything. So I was like, well, you know, if something happens, you know, at least I got my ass covered there. But then I saw, like I said, that it came out that he had stage 4 cancer. So I mean, obviously I don't want him to die, but if he does, I'm going to get the point.
If he does, that's huge, because he's what, maybe 40 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That motherfucker. Did the bonus that EGOT give you influence your picks at all?
No, it usually doesn't. I mean, I know it should, and like I really need to like buckle down sometimes, but usually a lot of the times it's like we're closing the funeral home, and then I'm like, oh, I have like a little bit of time, and I'll do a little bit of research here, a little bit of research there, and then because I don't know, like how I make my picks is I have like that watch list, and so then I kind of just go off that, and I add people, remove people, and I just kind of keep around like the same core of people, and just, you know, if somebody jumps out that has like cancer or something, obviously I'll throw them on there, and you know, it's like I got second a few years ago, so I was like, you know, maybe this is kind of a strategy, but since I, you know, haven't done points wise and stuff, maybe I really need to like just go all out and just revamp the entire list and shit like that. But it's just like if you don't have Bob Barker on there, you know, that he goes, you're like, fuck, those are just some easy points.
Absolutely.
But then he just like, I noticed you have Bill Cosby on every year. It fucking cracks me up.
and that's the thing, dude. I mean, it'd be like if Bill Cosby, just like all of us, he's gonna die. And if I have him in for 4 years and then I take him out 1 year and that's year he dies, I'm going to be so fucking, that's like 4 wasted years.
Right.
Like at this point, like there's some picks I have like him, like I can't take him out. Like I'm just going to, if he lives the next 20 years, he's going to be fucking on. And then 1 year I'm going to be like, finally, you motherfucker. But yeah, I'm committed now. I'm committed to Bill Cosby. There's a couple guys on there like that. I made a few changes.
You're one of the few committed to Bill Cosby right now, I must say.
Yeah. But so there is strategy, and I do the same thing. I have my watch list, and I have probably like 50 people on it. You know what I mean? Some of them, it's funny when I look through it because some of them are just like normal people. Because last year I did that Spike League, Spike. So it can't be anybody who's sick, just somebody who you don't like. So like I'll be looking through, there's all these old people and sick people, and then it'll be somebody like Tom Brady or something. You know, but he's only for the Spite League. And this year, I don't know if you saw, but they have I don't even know what it's called, but it's the opposite of the Spite. I don't know why I can't say that word, man. Spite.
I don't know either, but I'm fucking dying over here. It's cracking me up.
It's the opposite of that. So that one starts January 31st. And it's you can't have anybody who's a piece of shit. It's got to be good people that you don't want to die.
Oh, okay.
The last people you want to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I joined that, and I haven't added anybody to that, but I plan on getting in that by the end of the month. And then it's tough because I have my watch list. A lot of people I roll over from the last few years. Other people I add. But there was a couple people like Bob Barker, for instance. I didn't have him in. I wasn't going to put him in. But then with because I can't remember, he's in his 90, 95 or older.
Yeah, 98 maybe? I don't know. He's up.
Yeah. So I wasn't even going to put him in because I'm like, fuck that. That's 2 points. But he's gotten Emmys or Tonys or something like that. So even if he only gets 2 points, you get the 25-point bonus for the EGOT. So then I put him in, and I put a couple other people in their 90s in that have won
and
award.
then if he gets the Rona, I mean, that's bonus too. So
I forgot about that.
Out.
Right. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting, dude. I know everybody's gunning for that first blood bonus.
Oh, yeah. That's always like I'm always literally on edge every day until somebody gets it, until somebody gets that first hit.
Absolutely, dude. And I mean, I've got it once or twice. I know for a fact once. I know I got it.
You got it like 2 hours in.
Right. That first year.
Yeah.
I think it was the first year. But then 2 years ago, I didn't even have a hit until August. So I don't. The first blood bonus is great, but like you said, you just don't want to get shut out. So
yeah, I do love it. It's just that it's like all year long, man. It's the best.
Oh yeah, it's so good, man. I didn't recruit heavy. And it's tough because it is a year long.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the year, I'm talking about it. Everybody knows I play. So they're like, oh, did you have so-and-so? And every time, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Every single celebrity that dies, which is every day, oh, did you have so-and-so? Like, no. Like, I get 20 people. Like, this, I never even heard of this guy or the odds of me. But it's funny that they ask, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So then at work, we'll have somebody who's not usually there or something like that, or like somebody doing trade time or callback. It's like, oh, fuck, let me know. I want in on that. And then by the time December comes around, I'm like, I know a bunch of people asked me to hit them up, but I don't. That was June. I don't remember who it was, so
right.
I'll put it out on Twitter, and if you don't hit me up, then
hey, it's all right, man. We're the good numbers. We got a good loyal group right now, so we'll always have a good score.
Man.
So
right,
that's good shit. So that's cool, man. Figure we just touch on that, and then what else has been going on in your life? It's been so long since I talked to you. Like usually, like sometimes we'll just make a call and just talk and catch up, and I don't even think we've done that since August. So. Yeah,
it's been a while, dude. It's good. We had a good Christmas. My daughter came to town for a little over a week, and it was just low key. We haven't it's been like that all year.
Yep.
So at usually on New Year's Eve, we'll look at the calendar for the year, and then there's always shit on there you kind of forget about. So we'll look at like, oh yeah, remember in March we went to Colorado or whatever, and then in May we went to the this wedding, and then whatever, this vacation, and we did this, and then this. This year, nothing. We didn't go to any vacation. It was like, this year it was, remember we were supposed to go to Colorado in May? And, we were supposed to do this. We were supposed to go to this wedding. We didn't do shit this year. So we were happy that 2020 was over. But so it was a low-key Christmas, pretty much just us. I mean, I saw my mom. I saw my nieces. I'm just happy my daughter was in town, and we did some prime rib and presents, but it was real chill. Other than that, dude, I've been grinding at work, just a ton of overtime.
Yeah, I bet.
So because of COVID, they've been asking for people to fill slots because so many people were on COVID leave in the last half of the year. So I was working 100 extra hours or so a month, which is time and a half, which is good, but it wears you down, dude. So I've been just tired, trying to rest when I can. And so really I only have 2 full days off a month the last few months.
Damn.
Where I go to bed at home and wake up at home. Like this morning I got off at 7 in the morning and came home. So I don't count this. So I have all day off. So some people are like, well, you got the day off. Like, well, I still fucking work 24 hours. Right. Got off at 7 a.m. Usually we don't sleep. Sometimes we sleep more at night. Sometimes we don't. But I'm like, I still work 7 hours technically from midnight to 7 a.m. It's not a full day. A lot of times I got to take naps and stuff. So a legit 24, a full days off. I've only been having 2 months off, real days off. So it's been a grinder, dude. How about you?
I mean, same thing, man. Obviously not as extensive as your work is, but our Christmas was great. We didn't go anywhere. We stayed home, which is great. So we've been in this house for 4 years, and this was the first actual Christmas day we got to wake up in this house because we usually just go back home and spend it.
Oh, yeah.
So it was cool to actually do the Santa Claus thing with the boys, and they lost their shit, so it was pretty cool. And we stayed at home, and I think we smoked some ribs and stuff like that.
Oh,
and, man. For New Year's, we went to my brother-in-law's place, and that was great. We stayed till midnight 30. His boys stayed up, the entire time, and they have 4 kids, so it was, it was good. New Year's is always been one of my favorite holidays. It's my second favorite holiday.
Okay.
For whatever reason, man, I love it. And so it was cool. It was nice. And I don't know, it's something about symbolizing a new year. It's always been cool to me. So.
Well, fuck, especially this year.
Yeah.
Because this is the worst year, that I can remember my whole life, And I'm not, I don't mean for me. My year was, I'm surrounded by great people, and I love my family. And my life, we did the best we could, and it was not a bad year. But it's the America, especially, and then even the world in general, it's been a fucking awful year. So yeah, to celebrate the end of that it felt really good. Really good.
Great. So yeah, working, and JPAGs she hasn't gotten laid back off yet, which I don't know if they will here. how it goes. So they're pretty good. But yeah, boys are getting big, and that's about it. Got a new niece, which is great. So shouts out Mag's Pag.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so she was a chunk. She was born at, I think, like 9 pounds, 6 ounces or something like that. So just gaining family, man, enjoying the time and shit like that. So enjoying sports. I've been watching like so much sports. Like, I mean, I watch a lot of sports anyway, but it's, you know, since there's like no really like there for a long time, there's no like TV on. There was no sports there for a while either, but that was like some of the first stuff coming back. And you know, it's been doubling down on the NFL and watching all of that shit. And, you know, excited Chiefs had that first round bye. Yeah, they got their big game coming up on Sunday against the Browns. So, pumped, man. Getting nervous. It was nice to take that, like, you know, 6 games and not have to worry about it. Just sit back, relax, to see how it's going to go. Dude, it was fucking phenomenal. One of the best opening to the playoffs I've ever had, I feel.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, dude. So, who's your pick for the Super Bowl?
Oh, we're going to run it back, man. Kansas City all the way. I've been wanting. I know I'm like biased, and it's hard. You know, you never know. Like, I was just telling JPAC today, I was like, man, you know, Browns are coming in hot. They're excited. They literally have nothing to lose. So it seems like the Chiefs this year play to the potential of their opponent, and hopefully they don't get them in a mess. And, you know, with Kareem, he's coming in looking hot, you know, being cut from the Chiefs however many years ago, and
oh my God,
shit like that. So you never know. But my pick for sure is the Chiefs. I really do think that they run it back this year.
Okay.
Go back to back first team, and how long to do it. I would like to see Chiefs Packers and then Mahomes beat Rodgers.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
That's what I would like to see. What about you?
So I've been doing a lot of sports betting allegedly this year. And this year, compared to other years, I've been sucking a lot of dicks. All right.
Oh, really?
Like bukkake type shit. I was getting down early, so I do like the three team parlays, and I'll do like a 4 or 5 team parlay. And if you're not familiar with that, it's like you bet 5 games with you. I always do the spread for football. Basketball, you could do a money line or something like that, but I always bet the spread. So like, okay, Chiefs have to win this game by 7. Pittsburgh has to win this game by 2. Baltimore can lose, but they can only lose by 3. That's the spread. And as long as all 5 of your teams do what they're supposed to do, like a 5-teamer plays like 10-1. So if you bet $5, you win $50 on that. The thing is, it's the reason it's 10-1 odds is because Vegas is so good, and the chances of you doing that. So I would do 5-teamers all the time, like basketball, whatever. And I didn't hit one all year. I hit in basketball. I hit on a money line one, which doesn't pay. It paid like, I don't know. It doubled up. It just doubled my money. But so anyway, so I would get low or get down because I've not hit a 3-team run football or 5-team or any parlay bet really. So then I would bet, okay, well, I'm gonna bet $50, and I would do that. So I bet $50 on the Chiefs playing Denver. I don't remember what the spread was, but they covered easily. Iowa played Minnesota. I had a feeling, let me put $50 on Iowa. They won by like 30 something points, and usually when I bet, it's within a half a point or 1 point or 2. It's close.
Yeah.
And I've been fucked. And I just want to tell you about 1 or 2 bad beats this year. The Iowa game, I hate Iowa, but I'm like, they're going to kill Minnesota. And they did. They were up like 35 points. I was able to relax the whole game. I have $50 on this game. And I'm like, I don't even have to worry about it. Usually it comes down to the final field goal. And then, so anyway, so then I would do that. And then a couple times where I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'm going to bet a little bit bigger today. Instead of 20 or 5, I'll bet 50. And then I lost a couple of those games. Damn. So now I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So a couple bad beats I had. The worst one, I'll give you the second to the worst. Hopefully this is interesting because
oh, dude, it is to me because it is like, even if it's like you're not like sports, like all these assholes are talking sports again, which I think is probably maybe one person who listens to us. So I appreciate it. But like the fact that how many people have bad beats is insane. Like what Vegas could do in the points and to see, like that shit just amazes me. And I do zero sports betting. I can't take it. I would die of a heart. Like even if it was a couple bucks, I don't like it. The only reason why I can do the celebrity death pool is because it's all year. And it's not, you know what I mean? You know, and I do a survivor pool or NFL survivor pool every year that I just fucking hate. I'm always out in 3 weeks, you know. It's just the most ridiculous thing. But to hear, like, I love hearing all your bets and shit for sure.
Oh my God, dude! I'll tell you the last three I remember, and I'll give you the worst beat. The best one where I've won was just a few weeks ago when Philly played Washington. All right.
Okay.
Philly didn't have much to play for. Washington was playing for a chance to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And if Philly wins, New York Giants make it to the playoffs. They lose, Washington goes. I had a feeling, and I said, Jalen Hurts, the Eagles want to beat Washington. They don't like Washington. Alex Smith I think was questionable. Let me get $50 on Philly. So fourth quarter, Philly's down by 3. I needed Philly to lose by less than 6.5. Right? Okay. So Philly's down 3. I feel good about it. They drive. They get in a chip shot field goal situation as fourth down, and they go for it, and they do not get it. And right then I'm like, oh, no. Like, this is something's going on. Like, something's weird going on. Doug Peterson is trying to fucking throw this game for the draft pick.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I'm sensing at this moment. I'm like, why would you kick it? And you see, it's fourth quarter, you tie the game, right? No.
Always take the points in my head. These analytics say otherwise, but I'm like, take the points. Always take the fucking points.
At that point in the game, so then I'm like, something, this isn't right. Like, that doesn't happen. They didn't go for it. They didn't even come close on 3 downs. And on fourth down, I'm like, yep, go for it. We're going to get it this time. Like, no, you kick the field goal. So then after that, Philly puts in their third-string quarterback, Sutfeld, I think his name is. He's a piece of trash. No disrespect. He wasn't ready, right? First series, this fourth quarter, I could give up another 3.5 points. Fourth quarter, Washington, Philly's driving now again with Sutfeld. Early, like the second throw interception, Philly ends up getting the ball back. Next series, I think Hurts is going to come back out. Nope, it's Sutfeld again. And he, bad snap, fumbles the ball like on his second play. They keep showing Carson Wentz on the sideline. They keep showing Hurts on the sideline. They're showing the O-line. Everybody's pissed. They know, like, Doug Peterson's trying to throw this game. And it moves up their first draft 2 points, which is a big deal, but they're pissed because you play to win. You don't fuck around like this. Yep. So then Philly gives up a field goal. Now they're down 6. And after that, it's kind of back and forth. On the 50-yard line, it's 4th and inches. I don't think Washington's even going to go for it. But they draw Philly off sides. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, I'm within half a point of losing $50, you know, and they hold them. I win that game. But one of those games that I won by half a point, which it's spooky how close Vegas is to that.
Like all the time.
All the time. I mean,
that's why they make billions every year on it, I'm sure. The bad beat, so that was actually a good one. That I was close. I think if Jalen Hurts stayed in that game, Philly wins the game, my opinion. Agree.
So like 2 months before that, it's Seattle playing Philly. I think they're at Philly. The points are, again, I want to say they're 6.5.
Is this the worst one or like the second?
This is the worst one.
Okay.
I shouldn't have. Yeah, I already started it. So Seattle, it's a real close game. I thought Seattle was going to do a lot better. They needed to win by 6.5. So the end of the game, Seattle, I think, kicks a field goal, or they kick a field goal under the 2-minute warning. They're up 14 points. So I'm like, this is it. This game, it's a lock. They're up 14 points. I just need 6.5 points. They got it. So then Philly comes down the field. They throw some short passes. They get close. They get to like the 45-yard line on the other side. Throw a Hail Mary. The ball gets tipped and hits one of the tight ends, not Ertz, but the other, Goddard. It just lands on his chest on the end zone, touchdown. And I'm like, all right, there's like 9 seconds left or something like that. You think they kick the extra point, be down 7, onside kick it, game's over, right? No, they line up, they go for 2, and they convert it.
Of course they do.
For no fucking reason. For no reason. It's unexplainable. So now Seattle wins by 6. I lose the bet. And then on social media is erupting because 70% of the people bet Seattle.
Yeah, of
Philly.
course.
I'm like, me and another dude are watching it. We're at work, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no. This doesn't make unless Doug Peterson is betting on the game. It didn't make any sense.
Right.
So I was so pissed. And then it's just another game where it's half a point, And then a couple months ago, I had a bet on Baltimore and New England, and it was kind of a rainy day. The over-under was like 43, and I said, I like it, man. Baltimore could score 43 points alone. They don't need, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna hit the overs.
Yeah,
it's a lock. So throw some money down, watching the game. It's kind of rainy. It doesn't seem like the teams even are fucking into the game. At third quarter, it's like 40 or 41 points. So I'm like, well, that's a lock. They have a whole quarter left. All they need is one field goal. Nobody scores a fourth quarter at all. I fucking lose because I took the overs, and I'm like, I think I lost by 2. I'm like, how does nobody score in the fourth quarter? Like, nobody wants to win this game. So I don't know. Those are the 3 that came to mind, but it's been like that all season, and there's been some other bad beats. But I still love doing it. I don't bet money that I need or
right
that I can't afford, and it's fun. And when you win, it's super exciting. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And it definitely sucks in that moment, but dude, I'm fucking crying, man. You had me rolling. That's fucking great. That definitely sucks for sure.
The other day, I did bet the Browns to beat Pittsburgh because
was it to get in the playoffs or the playoff game?
I don't remember. No, it was this last one. It was the playoff game.
Okay.
I just needed I don't remember. But they covered barely. And then I'm thinking about betting the Browns next on Sunday, dude. Just because the points are 10, I think the points are 10, and I could see Chiefs winning by 7, and the Browns stay close. But I hate to bet that because I'd be happy if I want the Chiefs to win by like 21, and we don't have to worry about it in the fourth quarter. But I could see the Browns keeping it close. So 10 points.
I mean, I can too, especially if they get that running game going. That feel like the Chiefs will have trouble with it. Yeah. But I mean, if they do, but it's whatever you do. Why don't you go ahead and bet the Browns for sure? So then when the Chiefs just blow them out of the water, I mean, that's what will happen. Just do it for the Chiefs kingdom.
Yeah.
Come on.
and the thing is, like, I'll bet a lot of times I'll bet if I think it's a lock, which is rare. Most of the time I'm betting just because it's more exciting now. Like, it's Sunday Night Football. Who gives a shit about Philly and Washington? Let's just throw $20 on Philly. You know what I mean? And with the Chiefs playoff game, I don't need any excitement or need to look at numbers or over-unders, or I really don't need that. So I probably won't bet it.
That's great. I don't think you ever said, what's your pick for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so we filled out brackets at work. And my final are Chiefs and Saints in the Super Bowl, and I have the Chiefs winning. But I really think that any team that's in the playoffs, right, the 8 teams left, any one of those teams can win it. Except for the Browns. Maybe not the Browns. I don't think the Browns can. I don't think they're that good. But even like Baltimore, they looked like dog shit earlier in the season, and then towards the end of the season, they look like you don't want to play Baltimore. Like, you know what I mean? Well, especially when they have all their guys, you don't want to play Baltimore. The Rams were inconsistent, but when they play well with their defense, and then Goff, I don't know, his broken finger, even their backup guy's pretty good. They got a lot of weapons on offense. Green Bay, I could see Green Bay beating the Saints, but if the Saints, this might be Drew Brees' last year. I'd love to see the Saints and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl together. 2 teams I like. I'm going to be rooting for the Chiefs, but even if the Saints make it to the Super Bowl, I think that's a good retirement for Brees. Yeah. And I don't like Green Bay. I don't like Aaron. I like Aaron Rodgers. I have respect for him. He's really good, but I just don't like Green Bay. You know what I mean? It's not one of the teams I root for. Fuck them. So
that's great. I've obviously, I'm a born and raised Chiefs fan, and I've always loved the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
You always have those other teams. I've always enjoyed the Bills for whatever reason.
Oh yeah.
I've always enjoyed the Saints, and Packers are one of those teams that I've always enjoyed as well. Watching them and stuff. So
I think that's the one team I didn't bring up is Buffalo. I love the Bills Mafia. I love Josh Allen. I think I think Buffalo is a solid, great team. I don't know if it's their year for the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're ready for that yet. They have it. They could do it. I mean, there's just a few games left. I just don't know what's going to happen, man. I just hope the Chiefs. I think sometimes the Chiefs play to their competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
absolutely.
during the year, they played the Chargers and won in overtime with a field goal, shit like that. And it's like they should be blowing this team away.
But like the thing is like with the Chargers, man, that's a division game, and so anytime like, you play like not their only loss, but because they didn't have the starters, in that last game.
Yeah.
But they lost to the Raiders. You know what I
right,
mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, they definitely should have won that game. But, again, it's a division game. Like, you just never know.
Yeah.
Like, I get nervous every division game, regardless of how good any team.
Even Denver, you're like, oh, Denver sucks this year. Nope, they're playing. It's a division game. Yep. But I think once it's the playoff time, they know what the fuck they're not going to play to their opponent. They're going to fucking go. So I'm hoping that's
coming
what
off
happens.
Yeah. Like that. So, Kelsey's having the shattering record-breaking tied in. So it's I hope they do, man. I do feel like, it's running back, and I don't know, maybe that's just because of the whole, since they won it last year, and now like that, that monkey's not on that back anymore, you know what I mean? So where it's like, don't get me wrong, like obviously if they don't win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be like annoyed stuff, but I won't be as, you know what I mean?
Right.
And especially I've said it probably every podcast that we've done, but we definitely need to get the degenerate back on and tell you about our Super Bowl story.
Oh, I know. I love that. I love that. Yeah.
I think about it all the time.
I know. I do. I do too. Because I still remember where I was at watching every single. I mean, years ago. I mean, I can remember years ago, like the New England Patriots game where they got robbed a few years ago, and then the time before, and then a couple of years before that, the ice game where the field goal competition where they lost to Pittsburgh. I mean, I remember those games. But last year, I remember being in South Dakota with Fox, and we were watching the Houston game. Yeah. And they were down, 24 points or something? Came back, won it. And then a week later, I'm at home, and I'm watching it, and they're down 10 to the Titans. And then they come, and then, of course, watching the Super Bowl, every single game, I'm like, all right, well, that's it. They had a great run, especially Houston, to 24 points. And then, boom, they came back, and it's just an unbelievable. Same thing, Super Bowl. I was at my house, and they're down 10 against the stout 49ers defense. And I'm like, well, that's it. They had a great year, just like I said, the last few games, boom, they came back. So I love
so
playoffs.
Fucking great.
I love NFL playoff football, man.
Oh, yeah. It's the best. NFL's the best. I love it. I've talked about this a lot, just like with Spencer and my brother and stuff, where it's especially like moving like down here into an NFL market, man. It's just, I've doubled down on the NFL, and it's just like the structure's great. Everything is, I just enjoy it so much more. And I know, like you're more of a NCAA guy. And, shit like that, and I get that, but it's just like I watch obviously most of the games I could in the playoffs and stuff like that. You see, Bama gets another title. Like,
I bet Bama. I bet. I was leading up to that game, especially after the Clemson game. Leading up to that day, I was like, Ohio State, if they play like they played against Clemson, they could keep it close. The points were 9, I think, and I'm like, they could, And then the day of the game, I thought about it, and I thought about Ohio State struggling against Indiana, who's solid, struggling against Northwestern, who's solid. I've been watching Alabama all year, and they were by far the best college football team I've probably seen in a few years. Their defense wasn't great, but their offense nobody could stop them. You could try to slow them down and then try to keep up with them, but it's unlikely. So I put $50 on Bama, and early halftime, I'm like, oh yeah, this bet's a lock. There's no way Ohio State's gonna stay within 9. But I wanted Ohio State to win because I represent the Big Ten. Yep. I want the Big Ten to do well, but no, Bama was just so good, and I hate admitting it, and I hate seeing it, but it was the truth. So
it is what it is for sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was actually just going to do a hard pivot to something else. So if you got any more sports, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, just one more thing. So I've been getting more in the NFL the last few years just because of fantasy football. And I don't play in a league. Camus does. So I play to through her, and I try to help her, and I like watch her players, and I'm excited to rooting for her, her players. She had Mahomes this year, and Tyreek Hill last year, and but I do FanDuel and DraftKings, so I do fantasy football like weekly. So I'm not in the league, but I'll bet like every week I have lineups. So that makes me way into NFL now. You know what I mean?
I'm sure. Yeah. I think I would just get like way too into it. It's another thing that I just don't want to do. Like I just enjoy watching games.
yeah.
Because I don't want to be watching a game and just be like, oh, why didn't you pass it or hand? You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like in my head. I just want to enjoy watching.
And that's why I didn't get into fantasy, and I'll never be going to like a fantasy league. Because I enjoy making fun of, like, calling them nerds and making fun of them. But really,
I'll play through my wife and bet money on it.
and I am, I'm doing it at the same time. Like, I'm not in the league, but I have a roster that I'm watching, and then I'm yelling, like, give the ball to fucking Henry. He's at the 1 yard line. Why would you pass the ball? You got, so, I love it, and no matter what, man, I love football. Even if I wasn't had a lineup or wasn't betting on it, I still watch it. I still love it. But now that I'm into DraftKings, fantasy, and like I'm betting on games sometimes, it just makes it even more exciting. But I love it. It's a scary part right now for the season because a few weeks ago you had bowl games, and then you had football Monday, almost every day of the week. If you had some bowl games during the week. And then that stopped, and then it's like, okay, now it's playoffs. No more Monday night, no more Thursday night football. And then we just have one more the college football game left. And then now, 2 games tomorrow, 2 games Sunday. We're getting close to no football. And then, like, where we live at, your state and my state, it's just going to be fucking cold. It's going to be basketball and cold, and I don't care that much about basketball. So it's always a sad time of year for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watch NBA like throughout, just have it on the background. I don't ever usually sit down and watch full games until it's the playoffs and shit like that. But man, sports are just great, man. I love them so much. Evident, like we talk about them every time we podcast. This is great, it's fun and shit.
And UFC, it started before any other sport did. So I've been big in UFC for years. But then it was at the point where it was every week, and a lot of the fighters I didn't know, and it wasn't that many good fights. And then now UFC's been gone for like a month, and it comes back tomorrow. Yeah, I feel like
they've been gone forever.
Yeah, I think it's been a month. They took like a month off, and now there are, I think, 2 or 3 fight cards coming up. One's tomorrow, and they're all good fight cards coming up. And then I think it finishes with the pay-per-view, which is the not Gaethje. I think it's Dustin Poirier and McGregor, which I'm not a McGregor fan, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's on Fight Island.
Oh, yeah, but I'm excited for the UFC to come back. It was probably good for them to take a couple weeks off, and it's like, oh, wait, where's the UFC at?
Yeah, so I agree. Lionheart's out there doing well.
What's that?
I said Lionheart's out there doing well. I know he had a fight not long ago, so that's always good. No, my hard pivot, I was just going to ask when you were talking about on the department, I was just going to see if you've had any like good like fires lately or anything crazy that you've seen that you'd want to share or anything.
No, it hasn't been too crazy. I mean, we've been busy, but I can't think of any like crazy fires or anything. I did get the vaccine. And
that's exciting.
That's exciting. And then I get the second one towards the end of this month. I'm trying to think. We haven't had any crazy.
Pretty happy to have it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like my buddy was saying, he's on the engine, and I'm on the truck company. But we went together when we got the shot on duty. And he's like, hey man, can you take a picture? And he's like, I'm really excited about it. He's like, I honestly might cry when I get the shot. And he said, it's just an emotional thing for me.
Yeah,
and I said, no, I get it. So I took a picture of him, and he said, early on, one of the calls they had affected him. He said it was a young guy with no problems and got COVID. I think he was like a 30-something-year-old guy, and they were loading him in the back of the ambulance. and he was, kind of fading and coded. He just died right there. They did CPR, never got him back, and that really affected him. And so his thing is, we're getting an opportunity to get this vaccine before other people are getting it. And if this vaccine would have been out months ago, because we've seen, multiple people die, lots of people die in the last 6 months from COVID. And now, this vaccine could hopefully slow that down. And then the chance that we get it earlier is maybe not even fair, but it's probably the smart thing to do. So he really was emotional about it. And I was really happy to be able to get it, and makes you feel safer. And yeah, hopefully it helps make 2021 better and opens stuff up and lets people live. But yeah, there's a lot of people that died, man. I think like 300,000 people in America alone. And now there's
I don't remember. The last number that I saw was, just over 300,000.
Yeah. But we've been busy at work. We're always busy. A lot of night runs and stuff. Nothing too crazy. A lot of funny stuff and weird stuff and stuff that gets you a lot of overdoses and that kind of stuff, assaults and violence. The one that stands out since the last time I talked to you is we went on a police shooting. Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't know how long ago. Maybe a month and a half ago. And it was just a really, really bad, really bad. Really, I said really like 5 times, so it's legit. It was just a bad feeling, just because of the climate that we're in, and with police and the Black community, and just the times we're in. You don't want to see that. So we get a call, go out for a shooting, and it's early. It's probably like 7 o'clock at night. It was dark out, and on the way there, they said that when it came in, it said authority police, which means the police called at requesting fire, right?
Okay.
So as soon as I heard that, I was like, I hope it's not a police shooting. So then we started going there, and they said, CPR in progress, adult male shot twice in the chest. And I'm like, oh, please don't be the police shot this kid. Hopefully the police showed up, requested fire and medical, but hopefully the police didn't shoot him. And then so we get there. I don't want to say too much because it's going to go to court and all that stuff, but we get there, jump out, take over CPR, come up with a plan to get him in the squad, and then go code 99 to the hospital. And, I'll just say during that time, it was confirmed that the police said they shot him. Mm-hmm. So, but we're rolling up, and then it's in front of like a big public housing area. So there's tons of people coming out. There's people screaming. There's sirens coming in from different cop cars. There's a helicopter. It's just a lot going on at that moment. And then we're trying to save this guy. And then the whole time we're also thinking, like, what is this going to do for the city? Is there going to be protests? Is the protest going to get violent again? So we had that kid get shot at a protest this summer by somebody who was trying to defend his, I don't know. So all this is going through your mind. Guy died. Hasn't gone to court or anything like that yet, but it was a shitty, that's one where you're like, this is bad for the whole city. And I'm thinking that like immediately, like it wasn't even like the next day, like while this is happening, we're doing CPR on this guy and we're like, so that was shitty. That was probably the worst call we've had in the last 2 months. And, we've been busy, dude. We've been doing it. Cold weather. We're in blizzard conditions overnight last night. And, we're surviving, dude. Thriving, actually. So that's how we do it.
Well, I didn't mean to take us down that dark alley, but hey,
no.
I know there's people who enjoy hearing about. I enjoy hearing about the job for sure.
Yeah, no, it's all good. We haven't had any big fires. Yesterday, they had a crazy call. I didn't have to go to it. It was just outside of our area where we would respond for a first alarm. But it was a hazmat call where a person was making ricin to commit suicide.
Holy shit.
So, and they were in a college dorm, and then they ended up going to the ER. So they evacuated the whole college dorm, evacuated the whole hospital, shut down the hospital, sent a first alarm fire assignment. Every special operations rig in the city went down there, police, FBI. It was an all-night ordeal. until like 5 in the morning. My buddy that was on it he said he made his bed and used it once. Made his bed in the morning. Just what's today? Friday. So he made it Thursday morning. Unmade it this morning, and then didn't use it at all, and went home and tried to sleep, take naps during the day.
Oh my God, that's
and it was
insane.
On top of that, it's blizzard conditions.
Yeah.
55 miles per hour wind, snow. They're trying to do level A suit shit, and with the legit biohazard that could kill, like a couple grains of ricin can kill. It's fatal, you know what I mean? So that was a real deal, and I'm just so fucking happy that it wasn't in our territory and we didn't have to respond to that. But I'm a hazmat tech, but I'm not big into that nerd shit and how long it takes to set up your hot, warm, and cold zone and suit up and gear up and have your backup and have your decon in place so that when you're out, you can get. I'm not a big fan of all that stuff, and I've been on quite a few of those calls, and they're nice. It's not like a normal call. They could take 12 hours and evacuate people.
That's like the craziest way to like kill yourself.
It
like
is.
Make it, you know what I mean? Like if you're gonna make it, like you're killing somebody else more than like, you know what I mean? Like why would you do that? So okay, let's say if you had to commit suicide, how would you do it?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, something quick that doesn't hurt anybody. And I would also do it somewhere where like my immediate family wouldn't find me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know you got to go like pills for me, I think, because like listen, if I'm going out high. You know what I mean?
Well, you want to do it for sure though. You want it to be for sure. People that jump off of 4-story buildings or take pills. Pills don't really either kills you or not. It doesn't always leave you like in the middle. You just don't want to end up in the middle. Mm-hmm. Like if
I couldn't jump off something because I know as soon as I do, I'll instantly regret it. And then even though it's not really that, I mean, theoretically time-wise that long, but that is forever until you hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
dude.
That's crazy. But they're misprices to commit suicide. That's insane.
That's probably the craziest way I've heard of to do it. And I know people that do it are not, because we respond to quite a bit of suicide calls. Mm-hmm. And then there's a ton of them. They're never on the news because they don't report that on the news, but there's always a lot of suicides. And it's surprising how many people do it, like at home, and then like their wife, their kids, they find them. And it's like, why the fuck would they do that? Well, obviously,
they're not
thinking.
Not in their right mind.
They're not in their right mind. But, and that's always frustrating to me, because then we show up and then, you know, the family's in shock. Either they're hysterical or combinations, like in shock, and then other people are screaming, and it's a shitty situation. And to witness that, and you just feel so bad for these people. But you know, they're not in the right mind. But to create a bioweapon that could actually kill a lot of people. I've never heard of that. That's like shit you in the movies. Like what? Like, you're a fucking terrorist. Like, just take yourself out. Like, what are you doing? And I don't know if it was a chemist or what they were doing or why they decided to do that.
So when you got the call, did you know what it was? Or did they like find it then realize?
No,
you know what I mean?
we never had to respond to the call.
Well, I meant not you, but I meant like you as in firefighters.
Yeah, on the dispatch, it said this is what they suspect and happened. And the thing is with that, I think it could kill you days later. So we don't know. Like, there's a lot of people that like are possibly contaminated or exposed to ricin, allegedly. So we don't, like, in the next few days, people could die. We don't know. Like, it's within 24 hours. So we don't know what the fallout from that's going to be. But hopefully no firefighters got exposed to it. I mean, I know they're wearing level A suits and shit and decon well, but that's just crazy. And I'm really, really thankful I didn't have to respond to that. Fuck that.
Yeah. Call somebody if you need help, for sure.
Yeah, right.
Definitely. That's insane, man. I'll be thinking about that for a while. I guarantee I'll just be like working like next week. I'll be like, that's just so weird.
It's so bizarre, man. It's crazy.
Fucking great, man. Well, I know we're coming up on an hour here. we can cut. Is there anything else? I mean, obviously we have a million things. We didn't even talk about food yet or anything like that. So.
Yeah. So, and food, I don't really have much. Like, I haven't been experimenting much. I have been perfecting this. It's called Korean Bulgogi.
Okay.
And I just use flat iron steak, which wasn't too familiar with flat iron steak, and then I started cooking with it. But I just put it I cut it into strips, and I put it in a marinade with like ginger, soy sauce, brown sugar, some gochujang, and some toasted sesame oil, and a couple other things. I let it soak, and then I cook it over the charcoal for like a minute each side, because it's like thin strips. Grill it on charcoal like a minute each side, and then serve that over rice. But then I put a similar marinade over some shrimp, just about 30 minutes, because there's rice wine vinegar in there too, and it'll break down the shrimp anything over 30 minutes. So then I cook the shrimp just in like a pan or a wok or whatever you have on your stove. When the shrimp are done, you pull those out and then cook down the liquid so it gets kind of thicker, like a gravy. And then I pour that. It's not gravy. It's some Asian juice. I don't know, some Korean juice. I pour that juice, which is phenomenal flavor, because it's Korean juice. Yeah. It is, dude. Let's trademark that shit before we release this episode, though, because I don't want it leaking. Don't let it leak. So anyway,
that's the punchline. Korean juice. Don't let it leak.
Don't let it leak. We got to get a shirt. So anyway, it's one of the best things I cook, man. I love that. I'm gonna keep making that. It's so good. And I use, I got a bunch of ingredients already. I just need to buy fresh garlic and the meat and stuff. But once you get like a bunch of like Asian like condiments and stuff, they'll last for long. Like toasted sesame oil and rice wine vinegar and stuff like that I have now. So when I do, I just need fresh ginger, fresh garlic, and then the meat, shrimp, and we always have rice. So it's not that hard. It doesn't take that long, and it's fucking amazing. And we got a good set of chopsticks that we can wash and stuff like that. So when we do Asian meals, and I'll usually get like frozen spring rolls or something. Sometimes we do pot stickers. Not a big fan. And then I'll even have, because I'm racist, I'll even have fortune cookies and stuff. So when we do Asian meals, whether it's beef and broccoli or...
You know what? I'll say it. A fortune cookie is a good cookie. I enjoy it. It's obviously not my favorite cookie, but it's not horrible. You know what I mean? And you got some bullshit to read. Yeah. I'm
not going to give out like Chips Ahoy cookies or some bullshit when we're doing Korean food.
Right. Yeah, because I'm telling you, if you have anybody... it's so funny. You're making Korean food and handing out Chinese fortune cookies. Yeah, you're definitely racist.
Hopefully somebody else was thinking that, listening to this, like, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Fortune cookies are fucking Chinese, not Korean.
Yeah, because I was just getting ready to say, man, if I come over and I have some Korean food and somebody hands me a fortune cookie, my mind is blown. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, JPEG, get your purse. We're fucking leaving. This racist, this Guaylo round eye motherfucker. Hey, Guaylo, you like fortune cookie, you motherfucker?
Oh, that's fucking fantastic.
That's fucking great, man. Yeah, that is racist. The more I think about it, the more racist it is.
Yeah.
God damn,
definitely. You know how this podcast goes. We get racist.
It happens, dude. This is even in 2021. You know, it happens. Dude. What about you, man? You been cooking anything? One more thing. And I don't remember if I told you about this, but I want to hear some cooking stuff. I also want to get into a little bit of what you've been watching, because like nobody's going out as much as we used to.
Yeah, we could jump into that. I really haven't been cooking too much. You know, I mean, we've been trying to like do ribs just different ways here and there. I mean,
I know you've been perfecting it, dude, and I can't wait to try them.
Yeah, nothing too crazy there, but I'm just trying to think of just been throwing like a bunch of stuff together. I know today, like, we really need groceries pretty bad, and so I was asking Jay back what we had. She's like, I could just make like a quick like chicken noodle soup, and then we can make some cornbread, because I love cornbread.
Ooh,
and like, I mean, we're so out of dishes. We're so out of groceries. We don't even have like milk. And so she's like, shit. She's like, cornbread needs milk. She's like, I wonder what we could use. Do you think we could use oil? I was like, I don't know. It's only like a third a cup of milk. It's not much.
It's semen.
Yeah. And that was my bid, but she said no. And I don't know if I could get a third of a cup. You know what I mean?
Let's go. Let's go, you fuck.
So she's like, we could use mayonnaise. And I was like, all right, yeah, I mean, whatever. And the current, like, she's always trying to buy, like, healthier shit. And so the current mayo that we have is, like, an avocado mayo. And so we used that. And it made the cornbread more of, like, a cake texture. So it was, like, a little bit more, like, moist and thick than, like, what an actual cornbread is. It wasn't bad. I mean, it's not not great. And the thing is I don't even know if I would have been able to tell you that was the difference if I didn't already know. You know what I mean? But you could tell it's definitely more like a cake using the mayo instead of the milk for the cornbread.
I don't mind that. I love cornbread, dude.
No, I absolutely love it. I love it with like pretty much all soups as well.
Do you how do you guys usually make your cornbread? Do you guys go box cornbread or?
We just go box. And speaking of which, shouts out T-Bird. She just told me Famous Dave's you can buy like their box stuff.
Oh yeah.
They have a jalapeno cornbread.
Oh shit, okay.
And dude, you can get it at Hy-Vee. That's where I got it, and it is fucking outstanding. So I would definitely suggest that. So try to, but back to we usually just get the box. We don't ever like homemade. I would love to. I'm sure we could find plenty of recipes and shit like that to try it, but it's something that we don't usually make home.
All right. No, I don't either. And I was debating a while back to get one of those stand mixers and starting to do more homemade stuff, but we didn't get it. It takes up a lot of room. But so for cornbread, there's a recipe that involves 2 boxes of Jiffy and 1 box of Jiffy pudding. And you can either use vanilla or you can use lemon. And that turns out kind of like a cake cornbread, and it's really good. And then from there, you could add chopped jalapenos, or you could add some cream of corn, and I guess chopped jalapenos if you want. I found out about Famous Dave's. I was either going, like, depending on the meal, I would go Famous Dave's cornbread that you could get in the store. And then if it was like a other kind of meal, sometimes I would do the Red Lobster biscuits if I wanted biscuits instead of cornbread. Recently, I found out that the box, it's a company called Krusty's. They make a
great name.
Krusty's with a K. They make a pretty good cinnamon swirl box cake and everything. Their their cornbread I think, is better than Famous Dave's cornbread, and it is cheaper. So if you can find Krusty's with a K and a Z, doesn't even sound like a real company. It's legit. Try it out, but.
Yeah, that might disappear next month, so definitely get a bunch of boxes if you find it.
Stock up on them. It's actually a Nasty and Friends cornbread. We changed the name.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to
Shell
try
Corporation.
Krusty's with a K and Z. I can't wait.
I can't wait. So jot that down.
Yeah, definitely. That's it as far as food. So let's definitely pivot to like what we're watching, and then we can wrap it up after that if you're cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So what have you been finishing up or getting into, or where are we at as far as TV goes?
Okay, so for me, we at work started watching Nightstalker, which is new to Netflix, and it's about the serial killer Richard Ramirez.
Okay.
And it's really dark. If you like dark true crime, I know most people that are into that stuff know who he is. The Nightstalker, he's a complete lunatic, just like an evil human being. It's crazy that people like that exist. But it's a really well done documentary. It's 4 parts. We're about halfway done, and they're talking to the detectives from LA County who were investigating all those murders and trying to get this guy and stop him from killing more people. Really good. And before that, we were on Cobra Kai season 3 on Netflix.
Do you like Cobra Kai?
I fucking love it, dude.
Really?
Absolutely. Have you got into it?
I have not. No. I've listened to some people on some podcasts and like read some tweets where people like hate it.
Okay.
But most everybody that that's only been like 1 or 2 people. And I don't even, like I said, it's just on podcast shit. But everything that I see, I heard it's fantastic.
Yeah, so we got onto it a few years ago at work, and my buddy's brother told him about it, so we watched the trailer. We watched the trailer for season 1, and we were like, this looks fucking amazing. Let's do it. Back then, it was on YouTube TV. So YouTube Red, yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the guys got a subscription or whatever, and we watched season 1. Then we watched season 2, and we fucking binged it in multiple days. It's tough at the firehouse because we sometimes we'll say like, hey, do you want to watch bits and pieces of a movie? Because if it's something we have on, everybody's just kind of watching it, walking out of the room, doing other stuff. But if it's like something we're trying to watch, you pause it literally every 20 minutes, and then the engine will go out, the squad will go out, and they'll come back. We'll watch another 10 minutes, and then we'll go out. So it takes a while, but we binged the first 2 seasons. It's 30-minute episodes, I think 10 episodes, and maybe a week and a half or something like that. So then we waited for season 3 Cobra Kai to come out because season 2 ending was pretty dramatic. And then COVID pushed it back. So we've been waiting like a year for season 3 to come out, and it comes out New Year's Day. And we finished season 3, 10 episodes in like 3 days. 3 days we finished it. So, yeah, dude, it's like campy. It is different, right? It's supposed to be cheesy. They make it seem like karate is like a real cool thing. Like in the world that they're in, like karate is like, oh fuck, this dude, like it's the 80s or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. It's nostalgic. If you got into Karate Kid when you were younger, it is. They bring everybody back from like Karate Kid 1, 2, and I think 3. So I loved it. There's parts of it where it is cheesy, and didn't love all of it, but no, I'm gonna. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it looks like it's gonna keep going. Now that it's on Netflix, they have a bigger budget. More people are watching. I think it's gonna keep going, and I am for sure gonna keep watching it. I recommend it.
Oh yeah, man, that's great. Great.
What about you, dude?
Okay. I just finished The Flight Attendant. It's on HBO Max. The main actor is Kaylee Cuoco. She's I know her. We've talked about this before, dude. Yeah. I didn't know. I just knew the base principle that she was an alcoholic flight attendant, and in like the first episode, she wakes up next to a dead body. And then it just goes from there. And
we've all been there.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's a typical Tuesday. It's absolutely wonderful. I love Kaylee Cuoco, though. She's like, her acting is just phenomenal to me. So I really enjoyed that. So I suggested I think it's 8 episodes, and each episode's like 43 minutes. So they did get signed on for a second season. Okay. So I'm really pumped about that.
It's what is it, like a drama or drama comedy, or how serious?
No, I mean there are funny parts, but it's like drama suspense.
Like serious, okay.
Yeah, serious. But like the way it's filmed, like kind of different and stuff. It's based off of a book, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good. I think you would like it.
What?
Because it's like also part mystery and shit like that too.
Oh, I like, that sounds good.
So just because you don't know, like, I mean, they get to some things fast, but then there's stuff that goes like all season that you didn't see coming, and stuff that you thought maybe probably was a thing. So I really did enjoy it.
Okay.
And then, I can't remember if I ever told you, but like a year or so ago, it's on Netflix, and there was a competition series, and it's called Blown Away, and it's about glass blowing. So they have a second season coming out in like a week, and so I'm sure it'll be like 10 episodes and like half-hour episodes, so I'll be able to get through that. So I'm actually pretty pumped to see that, because just to see like the art and just see what everybody comes up with is so interesting, and it's something that like just takes years and years to perfect, and just see everybody's art. I really like that. And I usually don't like a ton of those competition shows like that.
Right. No, me neither.
But for whatever reason, because it was glass blowing, I was like, I'll watch it. And after watching the first episode, I was like, this is pretty cool. It won't take long. So I'm pretty pumped about the second season coming out here in a week.
I like when we do the entertainment stuff, because I need good ideas to watch more stuff. But I think for like people listening, it's good because you get like a recommendation from somebody who drinks a lot, and then you get recommendations from somebody who gets high a lot. So you could look at yourself and be like, well, you know, like if I'm high, like I'll probably watch the glass blowing stuff. Or if I'm drunk, then I'll watch like what Spicy would watch, like
murder shows.
Murder shows, So it's just it's diversity, and it's for the people. Like you said, like we're doing this. 2020 has been a hard year, and we're doing this for the people. Not like we're giving out recommendations and stuff, and we're doing this for free. Some people charge for shit like this, you know.
Yeah. So that's why we do one episode every 5 months.
Yeah. Start fucking paying it. This should be on pay-per-view, dude. We do it weekly. So the flight attendant, two questions. Does Kaylee get naked?
Yes, you don't see anything. But I mean, she has some like sex scenes and stuff like that. So,
I like that. Second question: what percentage of flight attendants are drunk all the time?
I would say like 99 of them.
99% or 99 out of all of them?
That's a great question. You're right. I should have specified. I say 99% for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the over under would probably be, if Vegas was set the point, it'd probably be like they'd probably set it at 50, but I don't know. Yeah, I think you're dealing, especially now, like you got these fucking guys that they're still like, oh, I don't need to wear a mask, you know what I mean? And you got to deal with that, and then people being douchebags, and then like you got jet lag and all this stuff, like, and you have alcohol right there. Like, and you're not driving.
Sure it's gone up. I'm sure it's gone up since COVID, because then now they can wear a mask. It's probably harder to smell. You're not really getting close to people. Right. You know? So I think my 99% is probably a pretty good guess.
I think so too. And then you get people like I don't even like to fly, but this is a job and I need to do this. So I'll have a couple cocktails before, because I'm not if you're flying the plane. I think even pilots, I want to say probably 10% or more of the pilots are probably drunk. Yeah. But for people,
I mean, hey,
like
to calm their nerves. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I get on a plane and I see, a pilot sipping back grandpa's medicine, I'd feel more safe.
Yeah, he's confident. He's just getting loose. Like, he knows what he's fucking doing. If it was his first day on the job, he wouldn't be drinking. He'd be scared as shit. And you want somebody like that? Or do you want somebody who's like confident, like, oh, I'm just having a couple of drinks, man. We'll be there in 2 hours and 30 minutes. Sit the fuck back. That's what you want, dude. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I know the FAA doesn't agree with us, but fuck do they know?
Fuck that. Fuck them.
Is there anything else you've been watching?
There, bud?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Is there anything else you've been watching?
Other than just, I'm trying to think if we talked. I can't remember. Like, I know South Park put out the pandemic special.
Oh my God, love that. Love that.
Yeah. But I mean, nothing other than just like my normal just shit that I watch. Like, reality TV, like The Challenge is still on. Like, I watch that every season. It's been crushing. Just other than that, no. Like I said, I was kind of in between shows. JPEGs and I are on Jessica Jones, which ended like years ago, but we're just finally getting to that third season. So we just watched one episode, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Finish that out. That's been, that's been pretty good. Nothing too crazy. We have the last season of The Office, because I've seen it all the way through a handful of times, and then JPEG has never seen it all the way through, and so we got through. They took it off Netflix, but we got YouTube TV, and then The Office is always on, so we just recorded it, so we'll be able just to watch it that way. So once we finish up Jessica Jones, I think we'll finish out the last season of The Office. So I'm pretty pumped to see that again, because I feel like it's been a little bit since I've seen that last season.
Yeah, I went back and watched the last few seasons, because I was at least, like, we were always watching, like, everybody in my house loves The Office, and then Netflix took it off, but and when I would go back, I would always go back to, like, the early seasons, and I've only watched, the end once. Yeah. Like, all my rewatches were early on, and I'd watch, like, my favorites, like, the first 6 seasons, and then, so then I was like, fuck, I went back and watched the last 2 seasons, and yeah, man, it's such a great show, man. I wish they didn't take it off of Netflix, but yeah, such a great show.
It's on Peacock now.
Fucking Peacock. Did you watch that show? And I don't even remember what it was on, about the Comedy Store.
No, I have not. It's on like Stars or Showtime. It's like a 5-part series, and I just don't have. Yeah, I just don't have access to that.
Okay.
And so I am hoping, like, I really haven't taken the time to go and try to. I'm sure I'll be able to find it and watch it. But that is on my list to do.
Okay.
I 100% absolutely want to, but I just haven't at this point.
No, yeah, I know how big you are in the comedy, and it's all comedy and history of comedy and history of the Comedy Store, and it's interviewing real Bill Burr and Joe Rogan's pretty heavy on there, and a lot of other guys, older comedians, and I love that. It was like 5 hours or something like that, maybe. But I wish when it was over, I was like, I wish they would have. I want to watch more of this. Like, I love that.
Keep going for sure.
It's great. And then we watched Yellowstone finally. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I am familiar. Never watched. My mom loved that show.
Okay. Yeah, it's entertaining. We'll keep watching it when the new season comes out. But I didn't love it. But
okay.
And then I'm looking at. I know the Tiger Woods documentary is out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get into that. But I don't have HBO Max. I don't have a way to watch it. I could watch almost every. I guess I could bootleg it. So I bootleg stuff, but I can't get HBO Max because they don't have a contract with Amazon or Fire Stick, and I don't have cable, so I haven't been able to watch HBO Max stuff. But I'm sure I could still bootleg it through the Fire Stick with the Kodi app or a Cinema app, but I just haven't done it yet. And
because it's a 2-parter and only one part's out. I haven't watched it yet either.
Yeah, I'd like. It sounds interesting and such a weird lifestyle that he has, and his sex addiction and all. I want to watch it. I'll eventually get to watching that. One thing we always do around Christmas is we watch the Christmas movies.
Oh yeah.
And we'll do the kid ones, and then we'll do the adult ones. And I love Bad Santa. I love The Night Before. That's one of my favorites. And then Office, Christmas Party, stuff like that. But we'll go back and watch the Lampoons. We'll watch Elf. And then, so I was looking up Christmas movies, and I saw Trading Places on there with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, like on the list. And I don't even think I've heard of it. It's early 80s.
Okay.
And I've heard of it forever, and I just never watched it. And I was like, I don't know why I didn't watch it. I didn't think I'd like it. But I was like, fuck it, I want to watch it. That sounds great. And then it's Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, in his prime, Jamie Lee Curtis. And it's fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
It was a trip to the past watching the movie. I want to say it's like 83, and it's so good, dude. So if you're looking for a movie that's funny, it doesn't have to be, it's allegedly a Christmas movie because it happens during Christmas, but it's a solid fucking movie. So
yeah, I'd recommend. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I didn't know which way you were going to go there. I was like, oh shit, is it good?
No, dude, it was great, man. I want to watch it again. So yeah, it was good, dude.
Hell yeah, man, that's great. That's always good to get the updates and know what's on. So anything else you want to say before we do our shout out fuck yous and get out this bitch?
No, I think I'm good, dude. I had a long list of stuff I wanted to catch up with. Some of the stuff I want to hold until I want to see your face, and I want to hear you tell stories, and I want you to, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be more intimate. We can have a candle. So some of the stuff I'm holding off. No pants for sure. I just wanted to get caught up on stuff. Try to help people, let them know 2021 is going to be better. Hang in there. It's all going to be good. And then talk to you. But no, we could end it, and then we'll not wait as long before we do QC10.
Hell yeah, man. All right, so I can go first with shout out and fuck yous.
Okay.
Shout out, like I said, I had a new niece, so shout out to MagPack.
Okay.
Shout out to football, just because it's the best. Shout out to Korean juice. And then
no leaks.
No leaks. Just shout out to Krusty. Can't wait to try that cornbread for sure.
Dude.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was going to say, I got 3 fuck yous. So fuck you to the Rona, as always.
Yeah.
Fuck you to Bad Beats, because, goddamn, if you can only get so many people, they get everybody all the time, it seems.
Yeah.
And then one last fuck you, and that's to the FAA.
Oh man, I love those. Are great, man. Those are great. I got a lot of shouts out, and I also have just 3 fuck yous. So I also want to give a shout out to Max P. I want to give a shout out to T Ferg. I want to give a shout out to the Doug Stanhope Celebrity Death Pool. Give a shout out to my boy Tower. Give a shout out to my boy Bobby in Ohio, and then give shouts out to Camus and JPEGs. And then my fuck yous, like I said, my fuck yous are short. I just have 3. I have fuck 2020 for obvious reasons. Fuck Green Bay, and then fuck Trump because there's no explanation needed for that.
That's all I need. It was great, man. Hey, it was great getting back together with you. We'll definitely do this again soon, peeps. We're going to have to at least so we can talk about what happened during the Super Bowl. Like I said, we have a pick. My pick to run it back is the Chiefs. And again, with your pick, I can't remember who you decided on.
Chiefs. Chiefs, since I picked Chiefs. So, listen, bet heavy on the Chiefs. If both of us pick the Chiefs, it's a lock. No way. I don't care if the points are 21 for the Chiefs. The points are 10. Doesn't matter. For the Super Bowl, if the points are 50, Chiefs will cover. They will win. Put the bet in now. They will make it to the Super Bowl. They will win the Super Bowl. That is a lock. That's all I have.
Goddamn. Hope you're right. Remember, life's simple. Don't be a dick. Excellent.
Motherfucker, yeah,